The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
There is not one set path to success in college athletics. Some players go to one school only and stay there for about 3 to 4 years, becoming legends on that campus. There's another set of athletes who recently have taken advantage of the new transfer portal and have been able to go to different destinations after their first plan did not work out and grow in the school record books of another institution. For Justice Alexander, it took a big leap of faith to jump from one of the most historically successful programs in the Big Ten to the banks of Mossy Creek. A native of Macedonia, Ohio, Alexander was regarded as one of the best defensive ends in the state, tallying a school record 20.5 sacks his senior season at Nordonia High School. When signing day came, Alexander had two choices: stay in-state with the Ohio State Buckeyes or head to the rival state Michigan and play with the Spartans.
I didn't know about Michigan State until they played Ohio State. I knew about Michigan because that game was always televised. It's like, yo, you can't even say M that whole week. Every M was covered up. But I was like, yo, what about this team? This team good, you know? Man, what about them? And then they invited me to a camp. They reached out to me first. I came to the camp. I got the D-line MVP of the camp. And then Denzel Wars, another person I went to high school with, now he with the Browns, he went to Ohio State. So I was like, okay. He was like, man, he said, decommit and they'll offer you. I said, offer me, then I'll decommit. And then I was like, that was our whole debate for a whole year. It's like, he was like, all you gotta do is just decommit. I'm like, I don't want to decommit. They don't offer it. I'm just like, oh man, now what do I do? But I think Michigan State was a good choice, you know. Great defense. They was #1 defense at the time too, so I learned a lot of good things from there. Coach Burt and Coach Buller, they showed a lot to me, so it was a lot.
In 4 years in East Lansing, Justice Alexander saw action in just 2 games, recording a pair of tackles against Rutgers in 2016 and 2 tackles against Bowling Green in 2017. Unfortunately for Alexander, following the 2018 season, tragedy struck as his grandfather passed away, leading Alexander to decide to return home to the Buckeye State.
I feel like that played the biggest role in it all because I was like, I'd rather be close to my family right now in these moments. Because I've been going for like 4 years, you know. Seeing them on the summer was good, but like bowl games, Big Ten championships, I was never really around a lot. So like I feel like that was the best option at that moment.
Justice Alexander would move on to Urbana University in Ohio. While with the Blue Knights, Alexander shined, recording 25 tackles and 4 sacks in 12 games in 2019. Adversity would strike again after the season, however, as Urbana University permanently closed in April 2020 due to a combination of declining enrollment numbers and the COVID-19 pandemic.
I found out, my teammate said, he said, yeah, man, it's been real with y'all. I was like, you quit? What's going on? He's like, you didn't get the email? I said, an email? So I checked my email. It was like, due to COVID, we cannot stay open. We're going to close. I was like, wow. Because I'm taking like an online class during this time. Coaches were surprised because we just ordered new uniforms. I was like, man, that's crazy.
When we heard about Urbana shutting down, just kind of going through their roster of all the guys, kind of putting stuff on their Twitter and going, saying that they were looking for a new home, a new school to attend to, and I was actually sitting at my dinner table, and because all that was during COVID was going on, and came across this film. We knew he had great size, great range, good speed, did a lot of things well, and it took a collective group of coaches to get him kind of reeled in. So it was a good process. It was a hard process, but we're fortunate to have him.
For Coach Luis, seeing Alexander develop so quickly in his time at Mossy Creek has turned him not only into a better player, but an even better person.
The one thing I love about Justice is he runs to the football, and that, in my mind, that's defensive football. All the other plays, X and O's, is all great, but straight into the football, that's what Justice Alexander is, and especially at defensive lineman, is strike, strain, shed, and snapping to the football, and that's exactly what he does every day in practice, in the games. He is just a clinic work of that, and I couldn't be more proud of a kid, than him.
While the physical success for Alexander has been important, The sense of belonging and family has made Mossy Creek feel like a second home.
I feel like it's a place to grow in religion, school, and your athletics. And I feel like definitely when I first got here, even with COVID, I saw myself growing more and more every day. So I say definitely a good place to be.
Justice Alexander has already made an impact for this Carson-Newman defense, recording 9 tackles and a sack and forcing a fumble against West Georgia. When asked about his development, head coach Mike Clowney said he was proud of the young man that Justice Alexander has become, and the sky was the limit for the young man from Ohio. For the Mike Clowney Show, I'm Richard Martin.